Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your Muse Tracy. I am your favorite manifestation coach, and I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in any of my coaching offerings, I have one-on-one coaching options, and I also have group coaching options. My next group coaching program, which has been getting rave reviews, by the way, starts in a few short weeks. We are going to start 2025 with a bang and start it the right way, with your own transformation and empowerment. And I am still this week, this might be the last week, I'm offering a special limited time pricing for the program, and that will go away as I get closer to launch and start date. So if you're interested, jump on that now. It will allow you to make more smaller payments and have a little bit more flexibility. So if that's of interest to you, then go ahead and follow the link down below, and you can find the option on my website or send me an email and I'll answer any questions that you have. All right, so let's get into the video. We are talking about 5 manifestation myths or misconceptions that I see keeping people trapped and stuck on this manifesting journey, and that I see happening with my clients all the time. And as usual, yes, I experience these as well. And so my purpose for this video is, especially if you're newer to manifesting, if you're newer to my channel, or even if you're not new, whatever part of the journey you're on, to help you clear up these myths and get out of these traps and accelerate on your journey. That's my purpose for this video. So after talking about these myths and these traps, I'm referring to these myths as traps because that's really what they do. They keep you trapped. And then I'm going to talk about the truth of what this, what manifestation really is about. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first one is the trap of thinking that you're chasing or changing something out there. We all, this is really what we probably come to manifestation and learn about all of this, for, because there's something in our reality that we want to change, and we learn about manifesting. We're like, oh, I can change it. Right? I mean, that's how I got into all of this. So this is probably the biggest illusion and misconception that keeps people stuck. And I really want to help you guys break out of this because, break out of it once and for all, because this will keep you stuck and very limited results, by the way. That's nothing more or no results. So it'll keep you stuck. This is how I typically see it. You'll get some results with this myth, but it keeps you stuck in these little drips and drabs here and there. So if you're in the mindset that your affirmations or visualizations or inner conversations or whatever technique you're using, standing on your head and twirling 5 times, I don't care what it is, but if you're under the illusion that, whatever technique you practice is done to change something out there, this will keep you stuck because you're missing the whole point. And what is the whole point? As within, so without. Now, the reason people do get some limited results with this, and when I say some limited results, I mean very little, usually just enough to keep you, knowing that it's working, knowing that you're on to something, but not enough to really satisfy, okay? It's because if you're doing these techniques, you can't actually stop them from changing you a little bit, right? It's going to affect you a little bit because you are doing them inside of yourself. They will, even if you're not aware of it, and even if it's not your intention. You're doing the techniques, still with the intention of changing out there. And it's almost like you completely miss the point. And by accident, it's changing you a little bit. And so the results you get is the result of how much you accidentally changed yourself. You see, and the only shift that you really need to make here is your intention for doing the techniques. Your intention should be to change you, because when you change, out there changes. It's an automatic thing. You don't have to try to change out there. That's the illusion. That's the myth. That's the trap. When you try to change out there, your intention is to change out there, you're missing the whole point. You don't have to try to change out there. Out there will change when you change. So again, the only thing you need to change is your intention for doing the techniques, because as within, so without. So if your intention is, put this new intention behind the same techniques that you were already doing, your results will be exponentially more, because you understand fully that you aren't changing anything out there and you're not missing the whole point anymore. You do the techniques for the purpose of changing your inner state of being and your inner assumptions and your inner convictions, and voila, your reality will reflect the fullness of your internal change, your internal shift. Got it? Okay, let's go to the next one. The trap of thinking you need something outside of you to fulfill or complete you. Okay, so the trap of thinking you need something outside of you to fulfill or complete you, nothing could be further from the truth, because everything out there came from within you first. But because we weren't taught that growing up, we were actually taught, the reverse. We were taught to have the reverse perspective about our 3D reality, and we were actually taught incorrectly that we should base how we feel on circumstances that, out there is real, and we should be affected by out there. You get a toy, you feel good. You get good grades, you feel good. You get love and attention, you feel good. We were not taught that the inner reality, the inner state of being, always comes first. And we weren't taught that nothing actually is making us feel any way. The toy, it was the meaning we gave to receiving the toy. Oh, getting a toy is good, so now I feel good. Getting good grades, we were taught getting good grades is good. So the meaning that we give to getting good grades is why we feel good. Getting love and attention, we're taught that's good. So the meaning we give to that is why we feel good. So we are responsible for our feelings. Nothing outside is making us feel any way. We are always doing that. So nothing outside is fulfilling you or completing you. That's an illusion. So we weren't taught this, okay? So we have to learn to flip it on its head. We weren't taught the inner reality state of being always comes first, and, innocently so. I'm not saying anyone was maliciously teaching us the wrong way around, but with this understanding, we have to flip it all around to the way that it actually works. And that is your work, to understand that and put it into practice. Next myth, number 3. The trap of wishing. The universe does not grant wishes. Manifestation is about taking responsibility. You cannot wish something into being. It simply doesn't work. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, I don't know, Tracy, sometimes I can think, oh, well, wouldn't that be nice if XYZ was here and then XYZ shows up? That felt like a wish. And that it does, but this is usually something that you easily detach from, right? And you don't give much thought to, and you don't need, and base your inner fulfillment on it. And that's exactly why it showed up, because you kept that light touch with it. You just said, oh yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Like if a friend called you, wouldn't that be nice if I heard from them? Oh, there they are. Or wouldn't it be nice if I got a free coffee today? Oh, there it is. And with the things that you really care about, though, you will struggle to, have them come about from thinking, wouldn't it be nice if? A wishful thinking, basically. You will struggle to wish them into being, because again, the universe doesn't grant wishes, because it doesn't work that way. You have to take responsibility and give it to yourself first. If you want to be in Barbados, you have to create the inner conviction that you are already in Barbados. You can't wish to be in Barbados, because wishing is an admission that you are not, right? So you have to already be there. in your inner state of being. You have to accept it. You have to feel conviction about it before it can ever show up in your outer reality. Number 4 is going to be my favorite. It's the trap of manifesting. This is a sneaky one, but definitely a sabotaging one. You don't manifest things that you already have. I said this in my last video. It's a great video. Go watch that one. Super short, powerful, tough love, to the point. Highly recommend it. So whatever you're currently considering yourself to be manifesting, you are also currently considering yourself to be without it. Take a look at what you really say about your inner state regarding that thing when you say, I'm manifesting it. It says, I am separate from this thing, or I am without this thing, so I'm manifesting it. And as we already know, go watch my previous video, like I just said, desires missing from your reality in the 3D is a reflection of your inner missing or inner separation. And the only way to manifest this thing into your reality is by accepting that you already have it, that you already are one with your desired end. So stop using the word manifesting because it's keeping you separate from your desired reality. It's a sneaky one, I know. Okay, the 5th and final one, the trap of thinking that you can do anything, or this is another one that I see, that you've done something to screw it all up. No. So the last of the myths is thinking that you can do anything to create your desired reality. I mean, physically do something, send a text, say the right thing, be more available, be more giving, be more perfect, be more patient, be more loving, be more beautiful, blah, blah, anything. Anything in terms of your physical action or, doing something, or maybe you even think you've done something to mess it up. This is another thing that keeps people stuck. The current reality is much more a result of your assumptions than anything you've ever done or said. I'm not saying your actions and words don't mean anything, but it's an illusion to think that those things are actually responsible for creating the reality. It's not. It's your inner assumption. Okay? So you can never mess it up. And what you've done or said is not, the reason. If you do consider things to be messed up, it's not the reason. So stop beating yourself up. Forgive yourself. Let yourself off the hook and know that all of your power is in this now moment. And I will remind you a quote from Neville. He says, thinking you can do something is a delusion, as the only true power lies in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that you have to do something or that you've done something wrong. It's not true. The only true power is, I'll just read the quote again, the only true power lies in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So leave everything else alone. Leave the past alone. Leave the doing alone. When you need to do something, you'll know. It'll be so overwhelming, the impulse to do something, that you'll know. You'll know. Okay, so now that we've debunked all of those common myths and traps and things keeping you stuck, and by the way, if you have one, a myth that I didn't mention here that you find yourself getting hung up on or struggling with, leave me in the comments down below. Leave it in the comments and I'll debunk that one too. So now that we've debunked all the untruths about manifesting that are keeping you stuck, let's talk about what manifesting really is. Here we go. Manifesting is aligning yourself with your desires and becoming one with them. Believing they are already yours and taking steps to bring them into your reality. And I'm going to add, not needing to see them. If you need to see your desires, you have not collapsed the inner duality within you, and you go back to that step. When you make this your one and only concern, you don't need to see it out there. You know that you will. Okay? So do not think, okay, I collapsed the duality within me. I became one with my desires. Where are they? No, go back. You didn't collapse the inner duality. So Here's some steps to help you with this, creating oneness with your desires. Clarity. Number one, clarity. You need to be clear about what you desire. You need to not only be clear, define precisely and vividly what it is you want, but learn to trust your desires. I see so many people getting discouraged and going back and thinking, well, if it was meant to be, it would be showing up. No, you don't have desires for things that are not meant for you. You don't. So learn to trust your desires. If it's not showing up, you're not a victim to that, and you're not a victim to someone else's will. Okay? It's not because something else is meant for you. That's your ego trying to throw you off, or some programmers, somebody else's idea. Your desires are meant for you, and your desires are the roadmap, as I keep saying. Learn how to trust your desires and understand if they're not present yet, okay, well, that's just showing you the separation consciousness that you're holding. Okay, so learn to trust your desires. Be clear and trust them. Number two, belief. You are cultivating the belief. You must deeply believe that your desires are possible and that you can attain them, and you bring yourself into oneness with them. Okay, if you have any contradicting beliefs within you, that's your work. Not to create it out there, not to see it out. That's not your work. Your work is in here. Look at the beliefs you hold that say you don't get to have it. You can't have it. It's not possible for you. Those things are changeable. That's your work. So next is action. I know I was just saying, thinking that you have to do something, but action is necessary. Okay. You need to learn how to align your actions with your desires. That doesn't mean, again, texting someone, reaching out, making it happen, but you need to act as if you are one with your desires. It's a whole can of worms, so I'm not going to get into it. But if you have questions, let me know. It's about aligning your actions with your desired end, with your desired reality. And last but not least, your inner alignment. You must align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desires of having them now, creating a resonant frequency inside of yourself. The best way that I can think to say it is, again, collapsing the separation within you, resonating with the presence of your desired reality. When? Right now. Why? Because creation is finished. So I intend this video is super helpful in helping you to debunk these myths and to understand what manifesting is truly about. I know it will be if you understand and apply everything that I've talked about. This is really it. And this is all you need to create everything that you've ever desired. And you are meant to realize and experience everything that you've ever desired. I'll see you guys in the next video.